Hello everyone, this is Betsy from Ideas Times 2, and today I have a tutorial craft with me. So I also have something exciting that is happening on our channel. Cyndi and I, well, she actually challenged me, but we challenged each other to make a Sherlock Holmes themed junk journal, so we are doing that. She, in her previous video, which I'll link below, she showed you a book that she was going to be using for her cover, and then she made a case file to put inside as one of her signatures. And so I've done the same thing. Today I'll be making this case file with you and show you what I'm going to put inside. And also I wanted to show you the book that I'm going to be using. At first I didn't think I had a giant sort of annotated book, and because I've been wanting to make a Sherlock Holmes journal for a long time, so I've curated a few things. And I had this giant book with a really nice dust cover that I could use and all this stuff, but it was very big. And so when she had her book that she found at the antique mall, I didn't think I had anything comparable to use, but when I looked in my book stash, which maybe I have a few of those, I found this book, which is absolutely perfect. It is a 6 1/4 by 9 1/4 inch book, and the spine is like an 1 3/4 or a little bit smaller than that. And so I'm like, this book is perfect for this challenge. So the spine is about 1 1/4 inches, so not quite as thick as I had said. So it has this great dust jacket, and it is, you know, I'll be able to use that for collaging. And then look at the book cover. Isn't that great? It is an amazing book, and I love the spine. So like she said, she's going to have a hidden spine. I think I am going to as well, because I really want to keep that spine intact, and the back is plain. So I might wind up putting a pocket back there or something, but I just think this book is great. I love it, and it was perfect. I didn't have to go buy anything. So I have gutted the book already. And it has some wonderful text, and it is 24 stories from the Strand magazine that Arthur Conan Doyle had written. And so they're short stories with beautiful illustrations, and the text is just lovely. So I'm super excited about that. I can't believe I actually forgot I had that book, but anyway, so the text block is out, and I've got this cover to work with. I don't want to make it any bigger, so it gets too big, so I'm going to have to really watch the size and all the ephemera and all that. But I'm going to start with the case file that Cyndi made one too, and I thought it was super cute, and it's a great idea, so it's going to be part of our challenge, is to each have a case file in there. So I used a vintage file folder. It was a hanging file folder, and since the fold here was a little bit worn, I decided to put washi tape on here, which I reinforced with glue, and then I think I'm going to put washi tape here on the inside as well. So just very quickly, going to go ahead and do that. And fortunately this has some pre-scored lines, so I can keep it nice and straight. So do that first, because if any gluing is going to happen, I got to have this already in place. If you need to reinforce your fold, you could also use fabric. You could use paper. You could use cardstock, lots of things, just to make it a little bit stronger. Some of those will be a little bit harder just to fold in half. Washi tape's pretty flexible, so this will work really well. And I won't use any glue on it right now, but if I do have the need to glue that down, I will go ahead and do that. But for now, since we're filming, I'll just keep it as is. All right, looks great. Okay, and now, so it is hard to know, sometimes hard to decide, I guess, what you're going to be putting in. But I have picked out a few things, and this is what I usually do. I just jot down a few ideas and then try to visualize it in my head. So I jotted down a few ideas, and we're going to see if this works. So I had these beautiful images. I think these might be from the latest Foxy Rag by Tracy Fox. It's her e-magazine, and I think that's what these are from. I'm going to try, actually I'm going to write that down and so I don't forget. I will look that up for you guys and see if I can find out where I got these. Okay, so anyway, I think that's where it's from. So I had this one, and then I had a lady, picture of a lady too, and that was hard to decide because they were both so great. But I think I decided on this one. And so anyway, the edges are just cut edges, and so I just roughed them up a little bit, and I put a little bit of inking around the edges. And then I decided to use some aged tape to tape this on sort of at an angle like this. And then I'm just going to tape the 3 edges, and then I'll be able to stick something, use it as a pocket. So I made this tape. I just laid it out on my clean glass mat, and I should have gotten a piece of wax paper to put this on. I don't think I have any handy right now, so I will just continue as I am. So I put a long piece of tape on my glass mat, and then I used alcohol inks and made sure it was stuck down pretty well. And then I used alcohol ink to make spots on it. Now, I didn't have a lot of colors of alcohol ink, but I had like this mustardy yellow color, and that's what I used. I also used, I have some stamp pad refills, and so I used that on there, but those aren't water resistant, and so they looked cool on there, but even when I just rubbed my finger on it, they were coming off. So I think a little bit of that ink did sort of get mixed in with the alcohol ink, but so for the most part, this is just globs of alcohol ink. So you can kind of see the color there. Whoops, now my finger's in the way a little bit. Okay, so you can see the color there. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I may wind up sticking, like gluing it down a little bit. I'm not sure yet, but for now I'm just going to try this and see what it looks like. I'm going to put it in an angle. So this is a case file, and so it's sort of like, well, here's the man, maybe the man who was killed, or maybe the person of interest. And so his cover, or his picture's going to go right on the cover. All right. So I'm going to tape it down like that. And like I said, I might just put a couple dabs of glue just underneath. Okay. And then I don't have anything prepared to slip under there, but I will, let's see, put some folded up paper or something with script on it maybe sticking out, or a couple of tags. So that's my cover. Simple. Simple cover. I also want to put a sticker on here, some sort of label, but I couldn't quite figure out how to do that quite yet, so it might just be a piece of cardstock with some stamping on it. So I think that'll be cool. Put that on there. Okay, so that's basically what I have on my cover. And then I thought, well, it's a case file, and so Sherlock Holmes, the detective, is going to be needing to slip things in this case file, clues. And so I thought, well, instead of a pocket, I would put a French memo board. So this is Twill Tape, and I've already started doing this, so I just taped it on the back. And all I did was I measured down. It's about 3/4 of an inch. Measured down on all corners 3/4 of an inch, and that way I could line up my twill tape. So I have my twill tape here. You could use ribbon, you could use paper too. It's not going to be as durable. Cardstock. I'm trying to find my tape now that that's right. I will use, oh, here it is right here. This is just plain, just plain everyday tape. So then the next thing I need to do is cross these over. So a French memo board is like diagonal ribbons mounted on a board. A lot of times it's like a quilty look to it, but this is just going to be on this file folder piece. So this is just like another piece from the file folder, nice and sturdy. And then this will go crosswise like this to match up with this edge here, this intersection. All right, so now I could just wrap, but I didn't want to waste all my twill tape, so I'm doing it in little pieces like this. And literally just taping those ends down. And then I'll need to back this with something or glue it right on the file folder. But my plan is to go ahead and back this with maybe some tea stained paper, something like that, and then glue it just on the 3 edges to make a giant pocket. So that's my plan. So we will see. We will see how that works. Also, I think you could leave the twill tape like this and tuck things in, but I'm also going to put some brads in here too, which I'll show you in just a second. Okay, so then I have a mark over here, and then I'm going to meet this intersection here. So I only need it this long. Oh, these aren't the best scissors, but I've done some cleaning and discovered these other little scissors that I've had, and I started using them, but they're not the best. They're not the best. Alright, so I am kind of just holding it up at first so I can get the angle right, because this is just one little tick mark. I don't have it showing what angle to put it at, but it's easy to figure out because all I'm going to do is line it up with this intersection right here. And then the angle will be already in place. And then all I have to do is line it up with that tick mark that I have and then tape it down. Okay, so it's basically going to look like this. However, most French memo boards have pins, tacks, something like that at the intersection points. So I'm definitely going to put one brad here and one brad here and poke it all the way through the file folder. So I have my awl here, and I'm just going to eyeball where halfway is, and then I am poking a hole, pre-poking. I might go ahead and put it here. I'm going to get this poked a little bit better, I think. So I'm going to see what this looks like. I took out a bunch of brads because I had thought maybe I would put brads here. I think I will. I'll put brads at each intersection. I won't have you make you watch me do that, but yeah, I'm going to put brads here, 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 and here. And I think that will hold it down and make it, I think it'll give it a fun look. So I'll be able to tuck littler things, skinnier things in here, but I think it's a fun idea. All right. I guess you could leave these loose without the brad, and it would hold larger things as well. But this is the way I just decided to go ahead and do it. I'm leaving room for bigger things back behind here, and also my plan for a couple of these other things is to have a place for bigger items as well. So for now, I'm just doing it this way, but it's a fun idea to think about for other things as well. So I did ink this Twill Tape up just a little bit, although I think it's a great color already, just the way it is. All right, now I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to make you watch me do all the brads, because that would be very boring. But then, of course, I've got all these, you know, snags, so to speak, on the back. And then after I attach the brads, I will put tea stain paper over this and then just glue it down on the 3 edges. Then I'll have a nice big pocket here. I'll probably put a thumb grab right there as well. So let me do that. And sort of eyeball the back. Okay, so that's ready to go. I won't complete it with you right now. I think I might also, because this corner is rounded here. So I didn't mention it because Cyndi made her case file, and I made it the exact same way. I just cut it down to the right size. I held up a template. Let's see where, I know I've got a template here for a notch. Drew around that and then cut around that. So that is basically the same. And then so since the edge or the corner is rounded, I just rounded these off as well. I think the top can stay. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'll round those off too. Yeah, I think I like that better. All right. So the French memo board is going to go right here. All right. And then put that all away on this side. All right. So I had this nice leftover piece. It's not the same file folder, as you can tell. The color is different, but it's I got a groupie from a friend. She was cleaning out, and she had all these file folders, and she knew I used them for something or other, right? So she gave me these, and I had wound up with 3 different beautiful vintage colors, and so I was super excited about that. So I cut up another one and made this, and I love the notchy bit here, which comes from the hanging file folder, the metal bar that goes underneath there. What I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to make this into a tuck spot so things can be tucked in there, and so that would be larger items. And then I'm going to what I decided to do is the recessed part right here, I'm going to trace that onto here, and this is going to be glued just on these 3 edges, and I'm going to make this into a pocket as well, but I'm going to go with sort of the file folder idea and just make a recessed notch there. Okay, but I also, before I glue this down to make a tuck spot, I am going to actually thread a piece of paper. So I couldn't decide. I've got script here. Yeah, I guess I'll go with the script, but I kind of like the pop of color, but I can always use pop of color with the ephemera that goes in there. So just like a ribbon, I pre-cut this so it'll fit. And then I'm also going to have to probably, well, maybe not. I was thinking I might have to line this just so nothing gets caught on these edges. I might do that just to be sure, I guess. So I'm just threading that through, and it works out perfectly where it ends up, you know, going underneath at the very bottom. So I brought out a brand new Fabri-Tac, so excited about that. Okay, now we're going to cut this off. And so I think before I glue this down, I'm going to put just a lining paper under here so that I can slip things in and out without it getting caught on there. But I won't make you watch me do that either. Alright, so, and then I can put this, line it up pretty close to the fold, and then just glue 1, 2, 3 sides, and then have this open. So what I'm going to do is trace this on my pencil. Oh, where'd my pencil go? I can't find my pencil, but I will use my pen. And just in case I go overboard. Okay, I want to keep this pretty even, so that's about 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches, just a little bit more. Okay. So I'm going to make my, this is just from a regular file folder, and I'm using it as a template. So in fact is I keep these and put it in sort of a template file that I have, so that they're, in case I need to make a notch, I have them all ready. All right, so now it's just a matter of cutting. I wish this were pencil, but I'll just have to cut on the inside of that line. All right. All right, so this is going to go here like this, the nice big something sticking out a little bit, and then this will go here, and this now has a place for the to make a pocket, and if whatever's in there sticks up just a little bit, that'll be much easier to grab. And then this will be a tuck spot, so that'll be here, that'll be here, and then we have our front. And then for the back, I thought I would put, I had lots of little pieces left over from the 2 file folders I used. And so I cut 2, I cut 2 pieces of file folder, the right size for pockets. And where they went, I don't know. I think that was 1. Oh goodness, the other one should have been right with it. Well, I don't know. So we'll just make another one. All right, so this is one of the pockets. These will be fairly large, but I wanted a double pocket. So I'm going to cut this. Probably use the darker side. So it'll be like this, and this will be stacked. You can see how those are two slightly different colors. This will be stacked here, just coming underneath the other pocket. And I'm going to put a thumb grab here, so I also have to make sure this is down far enough so that the thumb grab, or so that the back isn't visible when I cut that thumb, when I, punch that thumb grab. So this will be a pocket here, this will be a pocket here. What I really like to use is the envelope punch board to make notches, so I'll probably do that here. Let me see if I can grab that real quick. No. Like I said, I've been cleaning and did some rearranging, so yeah, can't find it. I can find my mini one, but not the big one. So anyway, it cuts a little notch, so I'll be cutting little notches in here and gluing these on the three edges, leaving this one open like this. And this one in the back will be open as well for something longer that can just go right in there. So I think I'm keeping the back a little bit plain. Of course, I'll collage on here, maybe decorate this up a little bit too. But there we go. There's my case file. Not 100% done, but I wanted to show you how I was making mine. And to show you my book. Also, for the case file, I think it's a good idea to have a notepad, right? Something they can grab and make notes in. And so this is a tag this was a tag pre-made that I'd printed out. It was a Tracy Fox from her Foxy Rag magazine. And then this just from a piece of paper. And what I did is I put them together with washi tape on the top of the inside and on the top of the outside. I sewed a piece of lace so that when this gets tucked over the edge, the lace will stick up a little bit. That's my plan. I just attached a little label. So what I did was I punched holes in the paper itself and then just the back, and then I tied it into a bow here. The reason why is because I want this to hit the top edge. I'll take these out for now. I wanted this to hit the top edge of that file folder and be flush with it. So I just attached the paper onto the back portion of the tag unit. So it will look like that, and then all you have at the top is just a little piece of lace. So anyway, that is my case file, and this is my beautiful book cover, and excited to get started on the Sherlock Holmes journal, which I've had in mind for a long time. So it's a fun challenge. I'm very excited, and I chopped off the video real quick. I wanted to go ahead and finish this up so I could show you what it looks like done. So I kept this picture and I slipped some things underneath it. There's a postcard and index card and a set of tickets, and I just have them sticking out there, and it does stay very well. I didn't have to glue those edges at all. And I kept this shut with this clip, bulldog clip, and it fits because I don't have a whole lot of pages in there. So I just used a file folder. Whoops, it's not a good example. I used a file folder tab, and I just cut it off, and then I had some number stamps, and I just put that number on it. And then it opens up. I do have this signature, which will be going inside. So when I put this entire thing in my book, I will attach this on to this cover and then attach it onto the book cover. So it's loose right now, but I just put miscellaneous papers. There's a pocket page and some avocado stained, coffee stained, the other side of the envelope. And I won't be decorating it up too much because it did get a little thick. It's not bad. But so I will be putting something in those envelope pockets, the floating pockets. I'll be putting something in those, maybe doing a little stamping or stenciling or something, but those pages will basically be blank on the inside. So let's just take those, set those aside real quick. All right, so the front I explained, and then on this side I finished my memo board, and I did wind up putting the brads in all of the intersections where the ribbons were either at the edge or they crossed over one another. So in the center here too, and I put lots of little ephemera pieces in here. There's some fingerprint page, a blank page, sort of a negative, little tag. I have a very tiny glassine bag that Cyndi gave me, and so I've got a few pieces of ephemera sticking in there. So those things, and so there's a large ticket here and a vocabulary card, suddenly, and it's on the other side it's French. So just a few smaller things I tucked in there, and then I glued that down. First I had to back it. I backed it with cardstock because I thought paper might not be strong enough. So I backed it with cardstock, and then I glued the 3 edges here and then made this into a pocket. So I just did a little bit of collaging on there, and it has some lace staining on the back. And that just slips right in there. And then on this side, I had put this paper in with you guys. I lined it with paper, tea stain paper, because it had the potential to sort of catch. The ephemera had a potential to catch on the little ridges. So I did line that so it's nice and smooth when you put these things in the tuck spot. So I showed you this picture, and I grunged it up a little bit. I tore it here and put some tape on it, and did a little bit of inking and that type of a thing. So this tag is just plain. Here's a piece of wallpaper, and this is some ephemera. Actually has a little hole in it, and so those might be clues or reminders of on the case. Since this is a case file, and this may be person of interest here. And then I made this into a pocket. You guys saw me cut this notch out. So I made a large journaling card, and then this pocket is attached onto the front, and I just have a map page there, and I attached a little pull tab so that can come out easily. And then on the back I made the double pocket. So I'll show you the pocket itself here. So it's a double pocket. I found my envelope punch board, and probably a lot of you guys know what that is. I was going to show it to you. Guess what? Wow. Wow. Okay. I had looked all over for it, and it was right at my feet. I've got a little section of my paper cutter, there it is, and my paper scoring board, and this is with it. But of course, I couldn't find it when I wanted to. All right, so all I do to make these little notches is I put my pocket or whatever I have and push down on it, and then that gives it a little notch. So I really like the look of that, and so I did that with this double pocket here. And then this is just collaged paper. There's no sewing. I sewed around the pockets, but no sewing on the collaging, so it's just collaged up with paper. So in the back, I had these clues charts. It's got numbers 1 through 7, and there were 2 of them, so I just went ahead and put both of those in there. So those can be large, just journal spots. Kind of goes with the detective theme. So some of these papers, like this one is from Victoria Designs. A couple of these ephemera little pieces are from Victoria Designs. Like I said, I've been wanting to do a Sherlock Holmes journal for a long time, and they had a kit, so I did buy that quite a while ago. So that is from that, and then just miscellaneous papers there. And then in this pocket I put a tag, and so this tag has a pocket, and then this is script and a picture from the book cover text block that I'll be using. So I just used a page from that book, the text block of the book. And then this, I think, is also in the Victoria Designs. It's a map of London. So I just folded that up. I thought that was kind of appropriate. It says location on here, and there's a compass. So these men are on a trip of some kind, on a trek. And then this little map in here, I thought that was kind of fun to tie those all together like that. So that just slips right in that pocket. And that is my file folder. My case folder signature. So the case folder itself acts as the cover for the signature, and I'm super excited to get it done, and thought I would just get on the tag the very end of this video and show you the completed project. So that is it. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and we'll be filling you in a little bit more on the progress of our Sherlock Holmes journals, and coming up with some craft with me's or tutorials in that, I'm sure. So thank you so much once again, and take care, and we will catch you later. Bye.